Hey guys, Clover here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. We've got the live arena finally. It's available within the game. We also have the area bonuses. I'll cover that in the end and talk to you a little bit about strategy there. But live arena is available to everyone now and everyone's excited to play it, okay? Do your fights for the first day, I would say. Don't stress too much about on how you go in there. Just see how everything works, but then you gotta think about twice before going in there, because after the first day of the excitement and all the fights that you'll be doing, you have to think more wisely, unless you want to be spending more and more gems on refreshers because of your mistakes in terms of everything, right? So in this video, I'll cover some tips that I'll think help the majority of players out there. I'm not talking about the whales who will be climbing up, but the majority of other players, all the other players who don't care about going into the top gold live arena just yet. They just want to, test out this new content that there is within this game. Okay, so let's get this started. So live arena, this will be available in specific times within the day, so make sure that when it is live, you'll have the time available also to do the fights, because the fight can go anywhere between 3 minutes to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, with the maximum duration of 30 minutes. In the schedule, you can see it right here. It will not be based on your time, it's based on UTC, and it does say what time UTC is right there, so there's no confusion. It's 3:11, okay, 11 past 3, and the next time it will be open for me, it's going to be open for another 50 minutes, and the next time in about 4 hours after that. So I'll probably be also streaming by that time to do a little bit more fights, since I've only done my 10 for today. And talking about the times available here, make sure that if you are somebody that doesn't have like the greatest of arena teams, especially now in the first couple of days, you might be finding more difficult accounts. Those accounts are looking to play from the start of the live arena that it's opening, from that window, and try to climb their way up. They want to fight immediately, so you want to avoid those people. Wait out maybe 5 or 10 minutes when live arena is officially open. Those people will enter into a queue, they'll fight somebody else, and hopefully that won't be you. So wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you think. Go grab yourself a drink, come back. Don't just go in there right when the hour changes and live arena is open. This way you might avoid some of the players. It's not guaranteed, but it's the thought process of, okay, the players who really want to do it will go in there, and I don't want to fight those. I'll just wait out for people like me, and I'm talking about people who might have, let's say, the same power as you. That kind of thinking might help you secure some wins, instead of just fighting people who you see them like, oh, I just gotta exit. And again, talking about exiting arena, when you go into a fight, guys, in arena, you have the possibility to exit. So if you see that the arena fight is not going your way, your champions start dying, but it's a stalling kind of team against you, but you have no chance of winning, all right? You might as well save yourself some time and just leave the battle, as I did here. I had 2 losses today in my 10 fights. Leave the battle. That's going to save you a little bit of time. It's all up to you though. Who knows, maybe the enemy gets bored, but there's also a chance you get bored a lot and get frustrated and not enjoy this new feature within the game, which is the live arena. And just have that in mind, that it's very easy to just exit, and be very careful on the banning process and selecting process. Okay, the banning process comes at the end, the selection process comes at the start. I won't go into a fight, that's going to take too long to explain, but you can see most of the details here as you select your champions, especially for bronze and silver arena. Have in mind that you can use dupe champions, and you can use what the enemy is using. You'll see the champions available at this bottom of the screen. So if you pick your arbiter and you see the enemy picking arbiter, don't think he's cheating or something. The non-dupes, or what the enemy is using, will only be a factor in gold live arena. So it will be some time until you have that kind of worry into your live arena daily fights. It will take some time for that. So just pick whatever you have available. I would say at least 5. Have at least 5 champions in your head, but I would say 7 to 8 champions in your head. Gear ready to go into an arena fight. Specific gear for arena. You'll need to have bolster sets, maybe if you have the forge pass. If not, go with your savage sets. On your damage dealers, supports will need either speed or immunity, or some of the doom tower sets such as the guardian set. Those are nice for the go second kind of teams. have that in mind. Stalwart can also be used. It's not a bad set. I mean, for the early game arena for Go second teams, have in mind 5 to 8 champions and decide on what you're going to go with. Usually you'll need at least 2 damage dealers going into a live arena fight. Don't go in there with just, let's say, your Kale or whatever damage dealer you have. At a level 15 account, we'll probably have something even better than that, but go in there with 2 damage dealers to save yourself a ban that will ruin you. Okay, a ban that will ruin you will be going in there with 4 supports and a damage dealer. The enemy sees, oh, he's just going in there with his Ronda, boom, banned the Ronda, and then you're left with 4 supports and thinking, what did I do wrong here? Well, you only went in there with 1 choice for damage, they ban it, you stay with the support. So go in there with 2 choices for damage and 3 choices for supports, but make sure the supports also have some sort of synergy. It's good to have a reviver. It's difficult to have a reviver, but have in mind that, you know, revivers play a really big role in helping you maybe turn the tides of a fight. In case somebody died, you revive them back and you manage to take them out. So Arbiter is huge here. Everybody will have her, everybody will be using her for a good reason. So maybe banning the enemy Arbiter is also a wise choice if you know you can get some kills in before the enemy. And yeah, if the enemy is only going with an Arbiter and you go with your Arbiter, banning his Arbiter can secure that you will always go first, and no matter what, you'll be able to do your damage. Whether that is enough to kill them is a whole different fact for maybe a different video, but these are just tips that I would say will help you push some fights that you wouldn't expect to win. And maybe you guys out there that have now access to the live arena, you might have these 2 champions that are actually free. Okay, they were free at least, and now you can get them from shards. But one of them is Ultimate Death Knight, is an insane arena champion. I would say definitely equip one of them. If you do have Stone Skin, it's a really good set for Ultimate Death Knight. He really trolls those single target damage dealing champions such as Rotos. He control him for a little bit, then Rotos doesn't play around and he'll scale out, but it does take some time for the Rotos to do that. So Ultimate Death Knight really strong against those single target attacks, those CFs. Everything will be targeted over to Ultimate Death Knight. And the other real strong champion is also Ronda, who can actually counter Ultimate Death Knight because of her multi-hitting attacks. These can also ignore shield and 30% of the target's defense. This is a really strong skill and can also apply block passives and block active skills as well. Pretty insane kit, so she'll be able to help you out against those Ultimate Death Knights if you have her. If you don't have any of those 2, don't worry, these are just 2 champions that will definitely, I think, prove their value later on if you do manage to get them. You don't need them to do live arena. I'm just saying it's 2 champions that were given out, literally given out, that are, you know, arena worthy, honestly, compared to, let's say, Ninja. Ninja is PvE. These 2 are more PvP heavy, especially lately compared to how they were on launch. On launch, you know, everybody was using Ronda maybe in Fire Knight and stuff, but an Ultimate Death Knight as well for, you know, solo comps with toxic sets and all that, but that is not really where their value is. Okay, PvP, they shine a lot. And then as you get your fights, guys, every day in Tag Arena, you'll see that these refreshes are available for gems. You get the 5 wins every day. They don't refresh by time, but they refresh when the daily reset happens. You get 5 more arena fights when you do your 5, so make sure you do your 5 every day to get the free 5, and then you can start using gems. If you don't have the time to play these extra 5 for 10 gems, but you would have bought it if you had the time, and let's say today it's Thursday, tomorrow it's Friday, you know you'll have more time on Friday to do your fights, you can actually buy this for tomorrow. Okay, so it's exactly Thursday today. I just bought that. It can actually go into your inventory if you go here and buy it through the shop. You saw that it actually got used now for me because I don't mind, but when you go here to the shop, it works exactly like the Tag Arena refills work. You see the live arena refill. You can just buy this and that will go into your inbox. So you see it's in my inbox now. I can use it in the next 24 hours. I would have used it tomorrow when I would say I would have more time to do my live arena fight. So have that in mind as another way to maybe get a cheaper refresh. So you get the 10 gem today and then have another 10 gem refresh for tomorrow and actually do 10 fights instead of spending that extra 20 gems that I did for this part of the showcase. So have that in mind. It's a pretty easy way, but don't go overboard with the refreshes. These go up in pricing. Okay, it's 10 gems, 20, I think 35, 50, 70, and then 100, and then 100 after that. Any subsequent refresh is 100 gems, 100 gems, 100 gems. If we see any whale here on the leaderboards tomorrow with, let's say, 100 fights, you know that he spent about 1,000 gems in a single day just in live arena refreshes. But the whales don't care, right? And you'll be getting those bronze bars, okay? These bronze crests. Oh, they call them crests. You'll be getting these. It's 10 per fight in bronze 1, and these will be going up in terms of how many you get them with the number of wins. I wonder if they updated this at all. They did not update this, but I think it should show how many you get. I think it's 10, 15, 20, 25, I believe. Might be available somewhere here. But anyway, it scales up as you move up the bronze tier. No, it's here. Wow, I'm such a noob. 10, 15, 20, 30 when you reach bronze 4. So it will take some time to reach bronze 4. Don't worry too much about that. But you will be getting a lot of these as you go up. So don't worry if you're stuck in bronze, because you'll have all of the Great Hall bonuses to upgrade. It's gonna be a long time until you upgrade all of these, but pick one of the areas that you think you are having the most difficulty with and try and focus on some of the most important ones for you. It does take some time to, let's say, farm the 50 that you need for the tier 2 ones, the grade 2 ones. But 50, I mean, it's 5 wins on bronze 1. It's even less on bronze 2, bronze 3, bronze 4. And you can only use the bronze ones in obviously the bronze tier. So don't worry about using them. You might want to save them. I don't know if these are going to count for CVC in the future, but I wouldn't think it's going to give you a lot of points anyway. So don't worry too much about it. Don't stress about it. I immediately upgraded my Fire Knight because I think that's where I have the most issues with in terms of Fire Knight Heart 10. And as I play more and more, I might think maybe the spider, just do more damage, the dragon, maybe resistance there would be nice, accuracy in some of these dungeons. I'll definitely be playing a lot of live arena every day compared to anything else we have available in the game. But I would say earlier players might think maybe 1 or 2 upgrades here for the Demon Lord. This takes a lot of crests, by the way, 100, 300, and 600. But 600, even this, and when you're getting 30 per win in bronze 4, it's still pretty easy. 20 wins, can do that in a week, I would say. With 10 fights a day, you can do 20 wins in a week and get 24 accuracy for the Demon Lord. Just be careful with the speed upgrades in case you break any of your teams, especially for clan boss. For everywhere else, I don't think it's going to break your team because every single champion in the team will get the speed bonus. So let's say your teams are speed tuned at a specific speed, everybody will get a +2, so everybody should be okay. It really depends on the teams though. Maybe really depends on the teams. Have that in mind. But Demon Lord is the easiest one to break. Hydra is the hardest one to break because it's so random. So this is day 1, guys, of live arena. If you played your fights today, leave a comment below and tell me how was your experience compared to maybe if you played the beta of the live arena, or if you didn't, how do you think it is for day 1? Let me know down below. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.